Hey guys, it's Arlen of Awaken Sponda. I wanted to come on today because I just wanted to talk a little bit about CHAZ. Yes, the nation of CHAZ. Um, now I'm sure you guys have probably heard of the nation of CHAZ, the few blocks radius that they've taken over, declared its own nation in Seattle, the precinct that they took over, and the few blocks they're in. Now I just kind of wanted to talk about this. It's just funny. My first thoughts when I saw I've seen a lot of footage from in there, a lot of really crazy stuff going on in there actually. But then I've also seen like just, a walkthrough, so showing the place, and I was just like, wow. Well, my first thought was, okay, I saw Black Lives Matter everywhere. So my question was, first, I kept looking, and I was like, well, where are the brown skinned people? I don't like to call anybody black anyway. I don't do that. I don't even identify as white because I'm not white. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not white. Anyway, my point being was, where are the brown skinned people? We were talking about it. They're talking about indigenous rights there. We're talking about brown skinned people. Where are they at? Where are they at? That was the question. There was only, like, I could probably count how many I saw on this one walkthrough. Mostly light skinned people. So that was a funny little thing I noticed. First question. Second question was, oh my God, like, this looks like, why does it look like a really dirty Coachella right now? It just looks like homeless Coachella. Like Coachella let in poor people and middle class people. That's what it looks like. I don't know. It's funny. Now I came from a place where I feel like I can talk about this because why, I've lived on communes and I've done the whole communal thing several times in my life. In my late teens to early 20s, I traveled. I lived out of a backpack. I traveled all over the whole country and outside the country, but mostly in the country. I was a street kid. I lived in communities on the street. I lived in communities like on farms. I lived on communities, and I've done a lot of rainbow gatherings, or been to many rainbow gatherings, where you basically you're living in the national forest. Now, I would say rainbow gatherings they got it figured out next to what CHAZ has got going on over there. But that's because people who come to rainbow gatherings, you're seasoned in it, and you learn real quick because people have been doing it for a long time. And even the first thing I would say about that is that they have the A camp on the outside where the alcohol stays you have to go like a mile out or so of the actual gathering to drink. Like, it's not allowed inside. So that was probably the first thing I would say that's notable, and I say that's amazing because it's so important, and a very important lesson right there. Just in saying it, that should say something. But CHAZ, on the other hand, has people, who knows? I mean, I'm sure it's just like a festival. I mean, a really confused festival, to be honest. I don't know what they got. I'm not there. I don't know, but I could guess. Because I know people, and and because I've done these things before. It's hilarious. Now I know last night they didn't want the they had a shooting apparently, and somebody got shot, and then they found them. They tried to get the ambulance and the police there, but they wouldn't let the police in. They told the police to get out, so it took forever to get this guy help. I don't know. I think it's absolute bonkers, man. It's bonkers. I know they have had the fire department come help them at the point when they had a fire. People are getting robbed. It's mayhem. It's mayhem. And you want to know why it's mayhem? It's mayhem because from a conscious speaking standpoint, right? When I always talk about the inner work. Now, to have a community or a commune or to ever be able to reach New Earth, which I think in essence, the beautiful part is that I do see where they're going with this. I get it, because ultimately my desire is to live in New Earth, in a New Earth setting, and I dream big, man. I dream like no police, no having to lock your doors, no having to like go to courts, and like no racial injustice, no injustices, period. It's just straight equality. Nobody's called, we're all human race, so nobody's called black or white or tit for tat or this or that, or, you know, all your academia really means shit because, you know, we respect experiences as well. Even more so. You know, this is the new earth. We all should be dreaming of the new earth, right? And because it's here already, it's happening. But this was like a hijacked manifestation of it. Obviously had no foundation to even begin on. I mean, we're not ready for that. In this society right now, you could go on Facebook right now and look at how unready we are. It's not. I mean, nobody can even. There's people are standing so far down the tree, they don't see anything outside of themselves. When in essence we all are each other. So from a conscious standpoint, if we cannot begin to acknowledge each other as like as part of self, if we can't begin to acknowledge first and then begin to assess it, why do people think that way? Why are people different? Why, you know, and how can I accept this, right? If we were all working on our inner work, if we were all becoming the solution, we could have that new earth. We could have that CHAZ. It's actually our whole nation. We could have that. We actually can attain that, and we will attain that. At least I know, particular, some of us will attain that. But at this point, it's looking crazy, and it's definitely not time for a CHAZ. Our society is in mayhem right now, and people are so crazy unaccepting. There's crime still. In New Earth, there's no crime. There's nothing. There's no crimes to commit. Nobody even wants to, because there's mental clarity. You know. Anyway, I thought that was a really cool. When I was thinking of CHAZ last night, I was thinking of how that. You know, I really see it like especially when they were like, I saw a video where they were walking around, you know, looking at everything else, like, you know, they got the gardens, or they're trying to have the gardens. I mean, it's just, I mean, I see the ultimate, like, the energy, the spirit behind it, right? But you can't build on a shitty foundation, and it's not a solid foundation. However, it's a good analogy, and I love the heart, and I love, I could see beauty in that, and of course,